read anything about these glasses. That's what happens when you're at the end of your career rather than at the beginning. Hopefully not for a long time, but certainly I have more years behind me than are ahead of me, at least in business. But I want to thank, first of all, Dean Delaney, fellow honorees, distinguished alumnus, Bill in particular. We've become good friends over the years. Thank you very much for this award. I'm deeply gratified and very humbled by it. I'd like to acknowledge the people that are here with me tonight. They're friends and people from Hamel, my sister, Patty Martin, and her husband, Dennis, Hamel's president and his wife, John and Debbie Dalrymple, my great friend and business colleague, Dick Farrell, and my longtime friend, fellow naval aviator, and fellow CATS graduate, Bruce Borland and his wife, Robin, and of course, last but not least, my lovely wife, Sharon. When I left the Marine Corps in 1974, I knew I would spend the rest of my life with a career in business, but I really didn't know much about business, even though business grew up in my backyard. So I decided that I needed some foundational tools, and I chose Pitt. I liked the idea of an intense one-year program. And it was a wonderful experience for me, and I'm always grateful that I had that experience. It did give me the foundation that I needed to pursue a career in business. In 1976, I joined the company. That was the end of my MBA program. And if my sister can tell you this, my dad and I, growing up together, business was in the backyard. I started when I was 5. I didn't really get along with my father. But he called me one Sunday afternoon. I was interviewing with some other companies, and he said, "Jeff, I need your help." And when your father asks you to come and help, some things are more important, but nothing's more important than family. So I said, "Okay, Dad, I'll come." And I've come to appreciate how vital family business is to the economic and social health of this country. In particular, I've come to realize the health of manufacturing in this country is inextricably linked to the vitality of family-owned businesses. In my roles at Hamel, and I served since 2004, I was invited to join the National Tooling and Machining Association. That's an association of about 1,500 small precision manufacturing people, tool and die, mold making, aerospace machining, special machines. I've come to know those small family-owned businesses. The average NTMA company has about 30 employees, does about $5 million worth of business. And in 2007, I got to travel the country and I visited all these companies. In fact, we had our national conference here in Pittsburgh in fall of 2007. And what I learned is that when everybody else is saying that manufacturing is dead, I've learned that that's not the case at all. And Bill, when you talk about that job growth in this region, I can tell you, I would imagine that the percentages are very high that those were small family-owned businesses where those jobs grew. And when we come out of this recovery, this recession, that's where the jobs will be. They will be in those small family-owned businesses. So I'm very proud to have graduated from CATS. I'm particularly proud that CATS has the Institute for Entrepreneurial Excellence and the Family Enterprise Center. It's so important for family businesses to have the kind of support that CATS and other organizations can bring them. It's difficult to start a business. It was difficult for my father to start a business in a chicken coop with $700 from his mother and buying 2 machine tools and launching on the great American dream. But that's what entrepreneurship is all about. That's what family business is all about. I think it's very critical that we continue to support family businesses. I'm also pleased that CATS has the Ethics and Leadership Center. In the last several months, if the last several months has taught us anything, there has and continues to be significant, questionable, and unethical behavior practices in the private sector, among public companies, among the government, and politicians in particular. And Katz needs to be a leader in helping to solve this issue. We have a lack of true ethical behavior on the part of so many aspects of our society, and it's contributed to the difficulties that we have today. I know there's been a lot of upbeat talk in the last few minutes, and everybody should be rightly proud of the accomplishments and have a positive attitude, and I have a very positive attitude. But I think we also need to face the realities that we have in our society, and we need to address them, and we need to speak out about them. I was thought long and hard, should I talk about this next point, because it's not real positive. I just spent 2 days in Washington, D.C. I went down there to lobby the Congress on behalf of small precision manufacturing companies. And after 2 days in D.C., I'm pretty discouraged. And I tell you why. I'm dismayed that our Congress solution for the problems caused by decades of profligate spending is to spend at even more high and unprecedented levels. This is unbelievable for a debtor nation, such as this nation, to go down that path. And yet that's where we're going. And the optimism that we might have about our own particular circumstance, about our companies. I'm so concerned about where this government is leading us and where this Congress is taking us. If we don't do something, if we don't speak out, if we aren't courageous to stop this craziness, then our dreams will be dashed. I had the hope that Congress and this administration would use small family-owned businesses as a model. We don't live beyond our means. We balance our budgets. We don't worry about quarterly earnings, but the long-term health of our companies. We manage with the next generation in mind. We think about the legacy that was given to us, the one that we will leave. I know these words have been serious and perhaps out of place for this affair, and I apologize if I've offended anyone. But I also want you to think about the difficulties that we face ahead. Thank you for this honor. I appreciate it.